So, welcome everyone. We are making a tier list video for all the unique units we have in Age of Empires 4 to S plus into D. Now, the first thing first is, let's say, which would be the first unit I would put. I think this is the Hui Pao. I will put it in C. There are two reasons for that. It's really hard to get them, even though they are way better than a normal trebuchet. They are expensive. It's really hard to get them. For the Mongols, you have to literally gamble for the Hui Pao. It can be easily destroyed, even though their damage is not bad. But the reason that you don't see a lot of Hui Pao, because Byzantine can make French bombards, and now the French bombards are even stronger. So there is no point of making Hui Pao with the Byzantine when you can just literally snipe the wonder behind walls with the new French ability. So even Byzantine will not make Hui Pao. So the unity on the stats and everything doesn't deserve the D tier. It's at least C tier, but you will not really see these kind of units in the game. So Hui Pao C tier. Next unit is gonna be the OOTD Archer. I think OOTD Archers they are really good. But the problem is that you can't have a lot, and there are many units just straight up countering them. Like with your archer, you want to counter the enemy hand cannoneer, right? Even though they are outranging the hand cannoneers, they have base ranged armor. But when the enemy has javelin thrower or horseman or any kind of unit that good against an archer, you have 6 of these, you're just gonna suddenly lose them without even realizing you lost all of your archer, because they were like, oh wait, I had 6 archer. That's supposed to be like 12, right? So like they're supposed to be double. Well, they are not doubles at the strength of an archer. So even though they are good, I would not put them higher on B tier. But the reason why I put them in B tier because they have ranged armor, extra ranged armor. They are not faster than HRE archers, so like, meh, they are not bad, but not really as good as people thinking that they are good. Next unit is the Donzo. Now, honestly, Donzo is at least A tier spearman. Let me tell you why. They have higher health than a normal spearman, right? They have the ability to throw spears, so they can catch cavalry units easily if they run away from them. But, and this is really important, they cost more wood. They don't have extra movement speed like HRE spearman does. But they are still stronger than a normal spearman thanks to their extra health and +1 melee armor. So, in my perspective, they at least deserve an A tier. Now, next to them, the Shinobi is also an A tier unit. I don't think they are S tier because everyone counters the Shinobi. Like, there is not a single living thing that doesn't counter the Shinobi. Even horsemen can counter the Shinobi if you use them. If you kite the Shinobi with the horseman. So literally everything counters the Shinobi. Archer does double damage to the Shinobi. I don't know why. I think archers should not do double damage to the Shinobi, where archers are not doing any kind of double damage against monks, warrior monks. So they are good at disabling docks, disabling buildings, but the problem is like everything counters them. Expect villagers. Villagers doesn't counter them unless it's English villager. If you have a bunch of English villager and you try to blink into the English villager, you just get shot down in like 1 second. The next unit is Jeanne d'Arc Rider and Jeanne d'Arc Champion. Now the problem is not their base stats. So their base stats are fine. not really the Jean champion, but the fact that you can get these units out unless if you build a keep. Now, do I really need to get her that amount of resource almost always to make these units? Well, not really. Second of all, we can say that they're a little bit expensive unless you put the Jeanne d'Arc buff on the keeps. But at the same time, you don't want to waste your Jeanne d'Arc ability on keep because you want to put it on siege workshop or stable or archer range rather than putting on the skip. So getting these units out are insanely hard, and most of the time, 90% of the time when I watch a pro game, 95% of the time I don't see these unique units being used because how hard to get them out. You will first more Hui Pow than any other pro player making these units out of a keep. So that's the reason why I put them on D tier, because it's hard to get them. They are not insanely strong, and for them to unlock the tier 4 you need to get Jeanne d'Arc to the last tier as well. Now, the next unit is gonna be a samurai. Well, samurai in my eyes, dude, I think they are S plus, and let me tell you why. Because before you're gonna say like why they are S plus, well, basically their man at arm is crazy. I mean, the samurai is crazy. So the base damage, the other day I was checking their base damage, is way higher than an on blade daddy man at arm, right? So they outclass the normal men-at-arms in Imperial. They can actually do insane DPS against cavalry units. Because the other day I was like, oh yeah, just make a knights against them, because you know knight are perfectly gonna work. Well, actually not, because their base damage is insanely. I think it was like 25 or 26 base damage, or something like 25 or 20. That's crazy high for a Menatom, you need 25, 26 is crazy because a normal Menatom has 20. I say like 20 is a good, or maybe 22 if you are talking about Delhi, right? So that's fine, but 25, 26, I don't remember perfectly if it's 25 or 26. That's insane amount of damage. And also so they have a deflective shield. So if the enemy knight charges into the samurai, let's say a French knight, you will not gain the extra damage because you damage their shield. So the French knight actually doesn't receive the bonus damage after charging into the samurai if they have the deflective shield on. So that's what I'm saying. Like they are crazy strong. As a man-at-arm in H3, H4, they are crazy. And also in H2, if you got all the melee damage upgrade from the blacksmith, and also you got what was that Bannerman to their feudal damage, if I remember correctly, almost as like a knight. So yeah, they are even busted in H2. So their strength and everything can easily put them into S plus tier. Now, the Grey Bombard right now is the same thing. Their damage, their health, low pop, low cost, I must need to say this, but low cost, put them into S plus tier as well. So the Samurai and the Grey Bombard should deserve both of them the S plus tier. Now the next thing is gonna be the Janissary. I'm gonna put them in A tier, even though they're H3 gunpowder units that are like insane amount of unit can counter them. Every ranged unit can counter them, like archer or crossbow or Hankelnier. They are really good against cavalry, just like the Donzo is really good against cavalry. They have high damage, but not as high as Hankelnier's. But the DPS of them is way better than Hankelnier. Uh, Rus Hankanier and English Hankanier has better DPS than the Janissary. So Janissary has lower DPS compared to English and Rus, but they are really good unit. Also, they can repair siege. The next hit is gonna be the Onobugesha. Well, I can't put them into S plus tier, but at least S tier, because in Imperial they have only 17 damage. I mean, 17 damage is crazy good as well. If you think like they have 0.9 attack speed, and they have insanely fast movement speed 1.5, but they are paper. So don't forget they are a paper unit. They can be easily countered, even though they have like really, really good DPS. If they don't have a meat shield alone them, and you have to fight against a group of archers, most likely the group of archers will win. So Honor Brigade is really, really good unit. Not as good as a Samurai or the Great Bombard, but like comparing the unit cost, the movement speed, the attack damage, etc., they deserve a S at least. English armor clad, I must say that's also an S tier, because that gives 2 extra armor from castle to the English man at arm. So the armor clad upgrade is at least S tier because of 2 armor, and literally that's it. High armor, really nice, easy tank. Next one is a Gilded Spearman. Now I would not put the Gilded Spearman into A tier again. The reason behind that because they are not a double unit. They have a really good damage against Cavalry, but they easily die. And when you lose one Gilded Spearman, it literally hurts your bank account, right? So next to the OOTD Archer, they're just your B tier unit. They are not bad insanely, but they don't deserve to be higher than B tier. Next unit is gonna be the Onamusha. Now it's a really good question if they are B or A, because they have lower base damage than a normal crossbow, but they have extra armor damage in Imperial. They are cavalry units, but cost more gold than a normal crossbow. So this is a really good question. Where would you put the Onamusha? Because I don't think they are like insanely bad, but they are really cost heavy. So I'm gonna keep Onamusha for now in B tier, because they have only 2 role: counter knights, counter armor, you counter Minotaur, right? So they can counter Minotaurs really well. They have 5.5 range. I think I'm gonna put them in A tier because they have 5.5 range. They are insanely fast with the unique ability, the arrow that they can activate. Um, good. Now this is a good question, because they are not insanely bad, but they are not insanely good. But they are as useful as the shinobi. And you know what? I'm gonna put them in B tier for now. I will come back for this later. Now let's see next unit. Camel Riders. Well, B tier. Like they have a lot of health. They are good against cavalry, but literally that's it. They have no base armor, so archers can easily counter them. So yeah, Camel Riders just go to B tier. That's it. Now the Byzantine Spearman can go to S tier easily, and let me tell you why. The reason why I didn't put Donzo into S tier, because Byzantine Spearman, even in Imperial Age, can be one of the best meat shield in the game, since they can activate the shield wall. And if you didn't know that, the shield wall also works on hand cannoneer units. So the amount of percentage that you can receive less damage, right, works on a hand cannoneer. So you need more hand cannoneer shots to kill the Byzantine spearmen. And for me, on their movement speed, they are crazy fast. So for me, that's enough for them to put into S tier. Now, next unit, Manjanik. Now Manjanik is a like simple A tier unit. Their fire ability can destroy buildings very, very easily, but of course you don't want to use the fire ability against keep and towers. The reason behind that, because a keep can have fire resistance. If the keep has fire resistance, like every keep has 5 base fire resistance, a tower can gain fire resistance as well if you upgraded it, unless you are roost, because you can't upgrade the roost tower. So you can use the Manjanic against those, but cleaning up farms and any other buildings, their strength is as good as a Shinobi. Like they can destroy buildings so fast with their fire ability, so they deserve at least an A tier. Next unit, well, of course, it's gonna be Ozutsu. I don't think they are like before the nerf. I would put them on S tier if we were back in a few months, but right now I think they are as strong as the English Minotaur. Good building damage, nice splash damage, but you can't mass make them. You can make them out of only one building or when you have free tickets in that one building. They were way much stronger. Like their strength on DPS, cost efficiency, etc. was the same as the samurai. But right now, after multiple nerf, they're just S tier, but not S plus tier. Nest of Bees. Well, I think Nest of Bees has the same strength as the Manjanic. They have one less range compared to Mangonels. They have really, really good damage, but they are much shorter on damage than a Mangonel. Arbatier. Now again, this is a really good question if the Arbatier is S plus or S because they are the only crossbow in the game that has insane armor. So I might put them into S plus tier because in Castle I think they have 8 or 7 milli armor, something like that. And they can receive another 5 ranged armor if they are stationary. And with the 5 ranged armor, they also get 1 melee 1 range damage as well. So their DPS is gonna be actually the same as a javelin thrower. So they gonna have the same range as the javelin thrower, right? They're gonna have higher ranged armor in castle than a javelin thrower, and if you went with the French landmark that enables you every kind of upgrades, then you can have more attack speed than a javelin thrower. So you can literally spam crossbow into javelin thrower and have no problem because you can have the same range, more more ranged armor and higher attack speed than javelin thrower. So I think they are crazy good. Now talking about that, javelin thrower is at least an S tier unit. They counter every kind of range. They are good against hand cannoneers. The other day I used them against OTD hand cannoneer and they sniped them. Like against OTD hand cannoneers, they were so good, but against normal hand cannoneers or grenadiers or camel archers or desert raiders, they can snipe units and they can tank TC shots. So you can go under keep TC shot towers, etc. Doesn't matter, you can just snipe everything you want with the javelin thrower. So in my eyes, they are at least an S tier unit. Uh, if you micro them well, their cost efficiency is insanely good. So yeah, in my eyes, they are an S tier unit. They are fun to use. I love to use. I love to use them. Like they're seriously good. Now poison archers, I think they are the same as like a javelin thrower. So the reason why I put the poison archer into S tier, because they basically do more damage than a normal archer, right? So when you go to Imperial, even though they don't have fire arrows, there is a unique upgrade in the blacksmith that increase the archer damage to an archer that has fire arrow, and now you put poison arrow as well. So basically, you're an archer that crazy doing crazy damage in even in Imperial thanks to the poison arrow. So as an upgrade, the poison arrow is at least a S tier. Musotopodi warrior. Now that's a really good question because I don't think they are insanely good. Even in Imperial, they are like meh. So I'm gonna put the Musopodi warrior into B tier. They are the melee crossbow of the Malians because Malian doesn't have a crossbow, but they have the Musopodi warrior. I don't think they deserve an A or S tier. Like they have good movement speed, okay. They have stealth. Nobody use stealth. Everyone has scout. Everyone has tower. Um, their attack speed is like the same as like a Manaton. Low health, low damage, easy to counter with every unarmored unit in the game. So yeah, most of the way you're B tier. Now the Abbasid Archer upgrade. Uh, I don't think they make them S tier, even though they get an insane amount of damage. At least this upgrade is at least A tier. So the difference between the Poison Archers and the Abbasid Archer, this makes them really good against unarmored unit, but this makes the Poison Archer it like again good against literally every unit. This just makes them good against unarmored unit, and that's the big difference between the Abbasid and the Malian upgrade. It's really good for them to have faster attack speed. But again, this good against only unarmored units, and this good against everything, because you do even like more damage than having a little bit more attack speed. I already tested it, so I know. So at least A tier, but I would not put them into S tier. War Elephant. Now this is a really good question, because in Imperial they are not bad. It's really hard to get them. I put them into C tier. I don't want to put them into D tier. They are insanely good in Imperial, but in Castle Age, it's really hard to get them. The same thing with the Tower Elephant. In H3, hard to get them in Imperial. They are insanely strong, but most of the Delhi game doesn't go Imperial. If it does to go Imperial, you can't really use their strength. They're just there, and literally that's it. Next unit, Feudal Palace Guard. Now Feudal Palace Guard is insane. So nowadays I'm trying some Feudal Palace Guard. I see other players are trying Feudal Palace Guard, and recently I've won a lot of games with Feudal Palace Guard, and I see Ruvain won against Louis as well with Feudal Palace Guards, by the way. So I think they're underrated. Like people doesn't really appreciate their speed and damage what it comes with it, right? So I think people should not sleep on Zushi. They should play a little bit of 2TC in 2TC into Granary transition immediately, plus Palace Guard or Pro Scout into Palace Guard. So their movement speed what makes them insanely strong, and I think they are better than a normal Manathon. Like actually, they are better than a normal Manathon. French Knights, well, I'm not gonna put them higher than Onamusha. They are fine, but um, Japanese mounted samurai are way much stronger than the French knight. They are fine, not stronger than an Onamusha, or the capability is not better than an Onamusha, but at least they are where they are. So French knight, B tier. Now, let's see. OTD crossbow. Now, OTD crossbow is way much better than OTD spearman and OTD archer. So, OTD crossbow. Oh, sorry, this is OTD crossbow. Never mind. So, OTD crossbow is way much better than these other two unit. Thanks to their attack speed, high damage, range. So, they have crazy 6 tiles range. They have insanely high uh, base damage with their insanely high damage against armored units, and as I said, the attack speed. And also they can counter manganese with their unique upgrade from the, or they can counter spring-loaded couvrins or Ribaldockins much easier thanks to the unique upgrade from the minework. Now next unit, uh, I think they are overrated. Like seriously, I think the Chiganyu is actually overrated unit. They are not as really good as people believe. So they are good against some saves, against their play style, but when it comes to castle, when it comes to imperial, they lose their strength. So in feudal they are fine, but after feudal they just lose their strength and they are like meh, it's fine. Or when you rush H3 with like Zushi, and you get these units out, yeah, good. They can kill feudal units. It's insane easy. But when it's H3 versus H3, they just don't do anything. Next unit. If I'm correct, Sipahi, yes. I want to put it next to the Janissary because I do believe these come to next to each other. The Janissary and Sipahi is insanely strong. Sipahi is really good in Feudal Age as well, thanks to their range, easy to raid villagers. They can kill villagers insanely easily, and they're low cost as well. But they are more than a normal horseman, but their attack speed and everything compared to that, they at least deserve an A tier. Now the Byzantine Ram, they are not bad, but they cost gold. So I think those Rams are overrated, just like the Chiginyu. They cost gold and you can't mess them in Imperial just like any other civilization can mess their Rams. The Bold Monks, I think they deserve at least an S tier. The reason behind that because they can collect relics really easily. They can do Vodolo very easily. If the enemy has range in it, you just activate your unique ability, which 50% less damage from ranged units. So that ability alone makes them crazy strong. So yeah, bold monks, and also they can kill units very fast, and they have 2 base melee armor. Now, cut refract, they deserve an A tier. I would not put them into S tier, and let me tell you why. Even though, okay, let's go B tier before someone gonna tell me like, "Hey, dude, what are you talking about?" So, cut refract, at least B tier. I would not put them into C or D because they have insanely high damage and armor, health, well, armor as well. But people are misusing cutterfracts. Like in my eyes, you don't want to use them as a raiding unit because they don't have the movement speed. They don't have the movement speed to be a good raiding unit. Even a Mangudai doing better job at raiding than a Cutterfract. So have you need to think about Cutterfracts. They are men at arm, but on horse. Okay, they are not raiding units. Stop using them for raiding. They are men at arm on horse. That's it. Oh, my favorite unit, the Yarn Raider. Now the Yarn Raider has the same DPS as a knight in Imperial if you get the Ming Dynasty and was that the Ming Dynasty and the extra cavalry damage from the landmark from the Temple of the Sun. So Yarn Raider is S tier. Their movement speed, the highest movement speed, holy moly. They have 31 damage against workers. That's crazy. I think 31 or 32, something like that, damage against workers, or maybe even higher. I'm not sure. So their damage is crazy high, insane amount of health. They can snipe siege so easily. So they're like everything good. But the reason why I'm not putting him into S, you know what? Let's put them in S plus tier easily. Because they have all the damage, they have all the health, they doing bonus damage against workers, way much faster than a normal knight. They deserve the S plus tier. Now, next in it is the Imperial Guard, where they are just a little bit more expensive than a normal Lancer. They have more melee armor, a little bit more health and damage, but I would not make them. So comparing to Year Raiders, they are like meh. You know what? They don't even deserve to be. They are like a C tier unit, and that's it. All right, let's see. Next thing we should talk about Yumi Archers. Well, I don't need to tell you about Yumi Archers, right? They're just straight D tier, and just let them in. Just let them stay in. OTD Marathon. Now that's gonna be a shocking for you, but honestly, I think they are D tier. Even though they have the unique mindwork ability, they are slow, insanely slow. Good attack speed, good health, normal armor, but their health is not really insanely good in H3 and not insanely good in H4. So you would think like, oh yeah, they have like an insane amount of health. But even in H4, their lack of health comparing it to like a double HR Manatorm. So in my eyes, OT Manatorm is at least D tier. They are like okay, but their strength is absolutely the same thing as um the Yumi Archer. They're the same thing. So next unit, um, Gulam. Now the Gulam. Whew, this is a really good question. If it's A or B, since they're insanely good against unarmored unit, they can wreck unarmored unit. They have more movement speed than a normal Marathon. They cost a little bit more. I think I'm gonna put them into A tier as well because the Gulams, if you get boot camp with them, they have like the same health as an OOTD Manathorn, right? So yeah, let's put them into A tier at least because they can kill unarmored units in like a second. Now Warrior Scouts, they are not bad, they are fine. You can pro scout with them much easier. They have bonus damage against ranged units, but they are not the ultimate unit just like a UN Raider. Low base damage, of course. Stealthy, S tier. Cheap, really cheap. Unique ability. So like, so if I can put all these units like which stronger, which ability is better, etc., then it would be like, yeah, like this. So like, cheap, unique ability is nice, and that's it. And you can unlock them in H4, right? Now this ability, it's like not so. It's not bad, but have you seen Rus having that many knights that it's like you want to unlock it? So let's say we put it in C tier. This is a really good upgrade to give them extra damage. But have you ever seen a single Rus player making that many knights in a normal game? It's like, nah, I'm gonna put them in D tier. Sorry, the reason why I'm putting them into D tier, the Rus unique thing, because you will not see that many knights in Imperial, because you want to spend your gold on every upgrade you can imagine. If your opponent is dying or if it's an English player, then this is like literally S plus. But other than that, you will not see that many knights. So that unique ability, unique upgrade is like straight D tier. OTD hand cannoneers. Now, in my eyes, they are also B. They are not that crazy that people thinking of. Like they have more health, right? Faster attack speed, not more damage, but faster attack speed, more health, and that's it. More health, faster attack speed. Now that's not gonna make them into A or S tier. Let me tell you that. So yeah, that's what all they have. Next thing, Sofa. Now Sofa. Uh, that's a good question because feudal they are trash. Imperial they are good. Castle Age are insanely strong. Let's put them into A tier at least. And let's put them next to the Sipai. So like, they are not bad. They have really good armor in H3. In H4 they provide you extra movement speed, so you can run around with your hand cannoneers. Now with that, I'm gonna put the hand cannoneer of Malian next to the Sofa. So they are not bad. So let's talk about both of them. More damage than a normal hand cannoneer. Ability to stealth. If you go with the keep landmark, they do 96 damage after coming out from stealth. 96 damage. Now that at least makes them to put into A tier. Like show me a hand cannoneer that does 96 damage. Even though that's only one shot, but that one shot is enough to kill any siege. Okay, 96 damage, or so maybe it's 92 or 96, but still that amount of damage is enough to kill siege or what, or OTD units or whatever, right? Or enemy heavy cavalry or knights, blah 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 blah. So they have insanely insane damage. Gazi Raiders, I mean they are not bad. They are good trash units against Manatons as well, but I gotta put them into B tier. I gotta think about them a little bit later. French cannons, well, for me C tier. We're not gonna see the unique ability being used because Red Palace is way stronger. The other French landmark is just that you can use only one landmark. Those bombards are not, dude. If the French landmark at least made the bombards or cannon, French cannon, because there are royal cannons, like a little bit cheaper, then that landmark I think would be more used than the Red Palace. But the Red Palace has way too much strength, power in the game right now, so Byzantine gonna use them. Okay, so for Byzantine, this is S plus tier. Only for Byzantine. But for French, like, that's crazy. They buffed this cannon. I tried the unique ability and oh my god, it's crazy good. The new unique ability for the Royal Cannon. But you're not gonna see them on French because, everyone goes with the Red Palace. And Red Palace is like the champion, the king. Fire Lancers. Now, Fire Lancers is as good as like any other S unit. So I'm gonna put them into S tier. They can clear up siege really fast. They can kill villagers. They can raid. They can destroy buildings. So at least they deserve S tier. Uh, OOTD launch sector. Now, even with their unique ability, I would have put them into B tier. But I was thinking, wait, they have the Zorn How, and Zorn How actually makes them insanely strong, as strong. Yeah, cost the cost efficient as good as the OOTD crossbowman. So I'm gonna put the launch nectar on A tier as well. Now HR unique upgrade against armored units are at least S tier, because if you buff with Predat as well, the HR Marathon, they can become even more stronger. But this unique ability alone, that you can just spam man at arms and do crazy damage against armored units, is really really good. So the heavy maces goes into S tier. Now dervishes. Dervishes not bad. Uh, Comparing to warrior monks, I mean, dervish provide you one really good thing, that you can debuff the enemy cavalry. So if you have dervish, you can debuff. Now the warrior monk, you know what? Let's put both of them into C tier. So warrior monk can give you extra armor and extra damage, which is nice. But as soon as you lose them, it's like, oh, Monko TOS. The same thing with the dervish. They give you RF AoE healing, right? And also debuff the cavalry, but at least they are not D tier. So, but their strength is as good as an elephant, right? So I would put here all this to like resemblance their power. So these units are as strong as the elephants, but alone they are not doing anything. They are support units. Okay, so like a warrior monk is better than having Yumi archers, literally. Grenadier. Now that's a D tier unit. Way too hard to unlock it, and if you unlock it, they are just like an anti-building specialist because they got insane amount of nerfs. So I'm not saying that they are not insanely bad, but easy to snipe and not doing as much damage as before. Keshiks, they are not better than a Gazi Raider, honestly. Their strength is, they are on the same level as a Gazi Raider. If you calculate cost efficiently, like the fact that Gazi Raider costs wood and does a hell lot of damage to armored unit as well, has more health than a normal horseman. I think I can easily put Keshik next to Gazi Raider. They are doing the same thing, and at their job, they are perfectly good. Now, the Mounted Samurai is at least an S tier unit, thanks to their. So You are asking, but Cornelius, why did you put French Knight into B tier and Mounted Samurai into S tier? Well, the French Knight, when it charges into the Japanese Mounted Samurai, you will not receive the extra damage, right? The French Knight. And also, your first charge damage will be blocked on the armor, on the, the unique armor. So if you go 10 French Knight against 10 Mounted Samurai, the 10 Mounted Samurai will survive, I think, with 50% unit alive. And also the Mounted Samurai has more damage, and you can have a mounted bannerman as well, so they're gonna have insanely more damage than a French Knight. And they just cost a little bit more, not really much. Well, Varangian Guard, sorry, but buddy, buddy, you need to do more. Okay, I don't want to be harsh. Okay, at least C tier. Because Varangian Guard is insanely trashing castle, the most trash castle age Manatorm. Their unique ability reduces their armor into like one. I think it goes down to like one or two ranged armor if you use it. So basically, feudal age archers can kill you if you use the berserk ability, and you don't receive extra movement speed if you do that in H3. I mean, the Berserk will be useful if you get extra movement speed in H3 as well. Now I must say, okay, that's a really good ability, even though you're losing the range armor, at least you have more movement speed, but you don't gain movement speed in H3, so in H4 it's insanely strong unit, but they have lower health than a normal Manatorm. Why they have lower health, I have no idea. They should be even having more health since they're losing their health. I mean armor. Mangudai, well, you know your place. Oh, sorry, this is Mangudai. That's wait, is it Horse Archer? I think that's Horse Archer. Wait, why the Mangudai and the Horse Archer has the same icon? Kek. Well, Horse Archer goes into B tier. Their strength as good as the Gazi Raider and the Keshik. So yeah, their strength is at least B tier. You know what? A tier. A tier. Yeah, they're easily A tier because they cost nothing, and they have insane base damage. And in Imperial they have 5.5 range, even though in Feudal they have 4.5 range. Also, they have a unique ability which makes them 7.5 range for 10 seconds and extra movement speed. So yeah, easily A tier. They are really good, cheap, trash unit, insane. Next to them, Camel Archer, same, cheap, trash unit, and insane damage. Oh, insane attack speed. Their attack speed is like, whew, they're shooting fast. They're cooking and shooting fast. Camel Lancers, well, they're doing their job just like Kashik and Ghazi Raider or the French Knights, but other than that, nah. Desert Raiders are the same. I'm gonna put them on the same level because they have the same strength. Now, Gilded Knights again, like the reason why I'm putting all these units, Gilded Knight, Desert Raider, Camel Lancers, because literally the same thing. They are mounted units, they are good for raiding, and other than that, they are nothing good. Now, OTD Horseman is the same thing again. They're like good health, good damage, raiding, can take out ranged units really fast, but their strength is literally the same as any other OOTD unit. So OOTD units are not insanely strong unless if it's a crossbow or the Landsknecht. Okay, we have some unique upgrades left. Now, I must say, wait, how much health? This is 30 extra health. So I'm gonna put this next to the HRE Mace upgrade, since this gives 30 extra health for the Palace Guard. So the Palace Guard with the Yuan Dynasty, they're gonna have 1.58 movement speed, and with the 30 extra health, so they're gonna be an insanely fast, tanky units, better for raiding than a Ghazi Raider actually. This is the Lumberman. Now the Lumberman everyone knows S tier unit. Sorry, It's an S tier unit. Okay, no, I'm just joking. The Lombowman is actually just a normal S tier, not an S plus tier, but the Lombo is just a normal S tier. The reason behind that, because they higher damage, easy to mess, and that's it. So Lombowman, in my eyes, they don't deserve the S plus tier, just like these units, but they are at least an S tier unit, because even in Imperial, they actually do more damage. Like the DPS of a Lombo, okay, listen to me, is actually higher than a poison archer with their poison. So you're actually gonna have a better DPS on the Lombo than a poison archer, which is crazy because the poison archer already has a really good DPS. Okay, so phalanx. Now phalanx deserve the same as the other two upgrade. It's in feudal, increases the range of the spearman insanely high. And let's think about it. So increases the spearmen that they can step behind other spearmen, or they can step behind horsemen, or they can step behind like two spearmen easily. I think this upgrade makes them longer on their attack range than a Sipahi, which is crazy. So yeah, phalanx is instantly good upgrade, useful. I'm thinking what is this, because I already put the OOTD spearman. We will come back after this. Nest of Bees upgrade, which is fine, gives them an extra rocket, but it's like, is this like the most OPS upgrade in the game? Not really. So is this like, it's better than the Rus Knight upgrade, because you're gonna see more Nest of Bees than Rus Knight in Imperial. But yeah, it's like a C tier upgrade. That's not as crazy as like the other three. Also, this is an Imperial upgrade. Extra range for the hand cannoneer, S tier upgrade, and it's not ending here because the extra fire rate on the bombards, like they are shooting like it's in a fire range, right? Or it's 4th of July with this upgrade. So these two upgrade is easily S tier upgrade, because one of them is increases the range of the hand cannoneers. I'm saying it again, 5.5 range hand cannoneers, so extra range on the hand cannoneers. The other one gives an insanely good attack speed to the bombard. Is it makes them like, you're gonna see bombard in it. So you're gonna see more bombard in Imperial than you're gonna see Rus Knights in Imperial. Is it S tier? It's really good for an expensive unit that almost doubles the unit strength. So yeah, that's easily S tier. I was thinking about this is like S plus tier, not S tier. And the reason behind that, because the extra range you get on the hand cannoneer, and you put Yuan Dynasty on that hand cannoneer, right? So adding everything adds up together. We're gonna actually make those hand cannoneers so strong that you're gonna think about your stuff twice in a row, right? So it's like, yeah, that's easily an S plus tier upgrade from the Chinese. Like China has a really good upgrade. Look at that, Chinese upgrade, Chinese upgrade, Chinese upgrade. So let's see if if I want to change anything here. I think though, this is a horse archer. This is a Mangudai. I think yeah, perfectly tiered up. I don't know what is that. Because the Arbatia is this one. This is the OOTD crossbow. What is this? This is the Zushi crossbow. What does D tier? If this is the Zushi crossbow with the unique Zushi upgrade, then it's just D tier. Sorry, but that unique upgrade is straight up. You know what? I gotta put it next to the Roost upgrade because, yeah. Yeah, that's not really good. So this is my tier list on the unique units we have in Age of Empires for the unique upgrades. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.